Let me guess. Let me guess. You've heard it all. Delegation, it takes too much time. No one can do it like me. It's easier if I do it myself. Oh, or my personal favorite, because I've been hearing this one my entire life. If I want something done, I got to do it myself. Listen, do any of these sound familiar? These are the myths about delegation that we've been hearing over and over and over again, whether it's in our personal lives, whether it's in our business lives. And these are the myths that are keeping you stuck in the do it all trap, or the solopreneur trap, or the INDEPENDENT trap. And I'm going to tell you today, don't worry, today I am going to debunk all 5 myths that want to make you believe that you're unable to delegate or you shouldn't delegate. All right, so let's go. Myth number 1: it's faster to do it myself. Okay, real talk. Yeah, maybe it is faster to do it yourself the first time. But what about the 10th time? Think about it. If you keep doing everything yourself and you're not willing to delegate, how much time are you losing in the long run? If you never decide to delegate because you think, oh, I can just do it myself. Oh, I can check my emails faster. I don't have to explain it to anybody. Oh, I can just send this invoice. I already know the steps that I take to do it. Let me just do it myself. It's going to be way faster than me training somebody, right? I hear that a lot. Like, I can just do it myself, and the less time it'll take me training somebody to do it. But guess how much time you save overall, right? If you choose not to delegate, then now you're in this constant cycle of doing it all yourself every single time, when you could have spent a little extra time creating the SOP. You could have spent a little extra time writing out your process. You could have spent a little extra time recording a video of how you do it and then sending it over as a training for the person who you delegate to. And now that person can do it for you. So now you never have to do it again. So now, instead of you just spending, oh, yeah, it may take you 15 minutes to do it, but what if it took you 0 minutes to do it because you don't have to do it? Doesn't that make much more sense? And so now, because you no longer have to do it because you delegated, now you're spending much more time operating in your zone of genius. Now you're spending much more time in the big picture things of your business. Now you actually can be the CEO in your business, and you actually have time to envision where you want your business to go and connect and partner with the people who are going to help you to do that. All right. And you're not in your inbox because you delegated. And you're not creating SOPs because you delegated. And you're not manually sending things that can be automated because you hired someone to put those systems and automations in place so you can save more time. Myth number 2: no one can do it like I can. But you can't do it like me. Nope. But you can't do it like me. Yes, we can. Okay. Let's be for real, y'all. Let's just be for real. Ask yourself, am I the only human? Am I the only administrative person? Am I the only person that I know, or in the world, or in my vicinity, that can answer an email? Am I the only person who can run a business? Am I the only person who knows how to set up a Dubsado workflow? Am I the only person who knows how to draft and send a proposal? Am I the only person who knows how to do bookkeeping? Am I the only person who knows how to reconcile an expense? Let's be so for real. You're not the only person who knows how to do it. And you may be like, well, I didn't say I was the only person. I just said nobody can do it like me. And that's right, until you delegate, until you train somebody to do it like you. And guess what? Sometimes they don't need to do it like you, because there's some people out there who you can delegate a task to who probably do it better than you. Let's just be so for real. And think about this. You may be talented when it comes to administration. You may be talented when it comes to systems. You may be talented and you may be able to draft a budget. You may be able to do your accounting, file your taxes. You may be able and talented to do all of the things. And we know that you're very capable. We're not taking that away from you when we're saying you need to delegate, or you may be a great candidate to be delegating something to, right? We're trying to help you grow. And here's the truth of the matter. A lot of times we're saying no one can do it like me. It's the root of that is perfectionism. The root of that is also fear. And I just want to let you in on a little secret. Perfectionism is not your friend here. In this situation, when it comes to perfectionism, it is going to cause you to be stagnant. It is going to cause you to delay. It is going to cause you to procrastinate. It is going to waste more time than it saves you, if that makes sense. Okay. And so when we're talking about delegating, we're talking about making progress, not a perfect clone of you. And I think I talk about this in another video, how when it comes to, even when people say, oh, I need to hire me and me. No, you don't. You need to hire someone who excels at the things that you're not good at. And then eventually you can get to the point where you're hiring a you. So then you can even step out of the things that you're good at and allow someone else to do it. So you can do something else more high level. Okay. And so that is myth number 2. Myth number 3. Delegating means I'm no longer in control. Listen, if you're someone who fears letting go, or you believe that, man, if I delegate this, if I give this over to someone else, now I'm not going to be the boss. No, you're still the boss. And trust me, we want you to still be the boss. We're not trying to take over your business. We're not trying to come in and flip the script on all of the things that you've built up until this point. That's not what we're here for, right? When people say, man, delegating just makes me feel like I'm not in control. First of all, check that. But then outside of that, because this is a very, like this one is a classic, okay? Letting go of task, it doesn't mean that you're handing over your baby. It doesn't mean that you're handing over the steering wheel so someone else can drive your business. Some of y'all might need to do that though. This simply means that you're not also trying to drive the vehicle while also changing the tires, right? Let somebody else do that. Let somebody else take over while you doing something else that's also very important to keep this thing up and running, right? And so you're still the boss. We don't want your business. We don't want to take control. We're not here for none of that. You're just doing all the things differently or less. That's all. That's all. Myth number 4. My standards are high and I have to do everything myself if I want to keep my standards high. Here's the thing, y'all. Your standards do not have to drop because you're delegating. If you properly train someone, if you give someone the clear vision to where you want to go, if you tell someone your high standard or your process, they can do one of 3 things. They can hear you, and because they wasn't an expert in the field anyway, they can drop the ball. And now what you feared the most has happened. That'll preach, but I ain't come to do that. Okay. 1, what you feared the most will happen, right? You gave somebody control because they wasn't who they said they were, but they talked that talk on social media. You hired them, you delegated to them, and then they dropped the ball and the standard dropped, right? That's one way. Number 2, you delegated and this person followed your standard to a T. And it was top tier. And you're like, I'm not the only one who can keep a standard. And then you got number 3. Number 3 is you showed them your process, And while you thought you had higher standards, there was someone who had higher standards than you. And they came and they changed the game for you and your business. Not only you and your business, but also those who you were called to serve. And so when you begin to set your standards, don't think that you're the only one who can keep the standard. Delegation is literally about having clear expectations and being a good communicator. And because you're able to do this, now you're clear about what you want. And so when you hand it off, your standards are going to stick or they're just going to increase. It's that simple. All right, now let's go to myth number 5. Myth number 5. Okay. Myth number 5 is it's too hard to train someone. All right, I got a question for you. Have you ever sent a voice memo? Or not even sent, but have you ever recorded a voice memo? You have. Congratulations. You can now train someone. Y'all, we have to get out of the mindset that everything is hard. There are very complex ways of doing a lot of things, but then there are very simple ways to do a lot of things. So when it comes to training, yeah, you have companies who are spending hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars plus to train, right? But you have to train on the level that you're at with the resources that you have. It's that simple. And because it's that simple, training can be that simple for you. Training can be simply everybody be on their phone anyway. Everybody can then now go to their camera, their video, put it up in front of you and say, hey, set these clear expectations. Say, hey, this is how I want you to do this. Matter of fact, if you use loom.com or you go and find a screen recorder on your laptop, screen record you going through the process. That way somebody else can run with that, right? It's that simple on training someone. Now, of course, we would love, as the people who you're training, we would love for you to communicate what it looks like, showing. Some people, you just got to know who you're delegating to. Is that person someone who likes hands-on learning and they need to be in the room, they need to see it, they need to do all the things? Or is it someone who can run with a voiceless video recording of you walking through your process? And then now they're going to create a written SOP for you. They're going to redo the video SOP. So now you have SOPs further down the line when you're training more and more people to build your business and to grow your business. All right. And so here's the truth. Like I said, tools like Loom is going to make it ridiculously easy and super simple just to show somebody exactly what you need. It really is that simple, unless your process is very complicated. And of course, this video is for people who are providing services online, for people who are using platforms, online platforms to help them in their business. And guess what? Even people who are like, if you're in e-commerce and you're watching this video, it's just that simple. Things don't have to be complicated. We just make it overcomplicated because we're already overthinking it. And it's easier if we just make an excuse versus calming ourselves down and figuring out, how can I do this in the most simple but efficient and effective way that now yields results for me and for my employees, for my contractors, and for my clients, right? And so here's the truth. These myths aren't facts. That's what I love about a myth. A myth is not a fact. Here's what I hate about myths. Because myths are literally manifestations of a fear, right? So all of the things that I mentioned, they all are things that have been spoken out of people's mouths, right? And so you had a fear in your heart, in your mind. It was a fear that generated. From that, it went from a thought to a verbalization. Whether you said it verbally, whether you wrote it out, whether you sent a message, whatever it was, now you have now come into agreement with your words, right? And y'all, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I had a dream. And after I came out of the dream, I heard the words, what you what you decree is what you will see. What you decree is what you see, which is crazy because someone who I actually follow just released that exact same word. And here we are a few years later after I had the dream. Anyway, that's so not the point. Um, but now that you've released it out of your mouth, now it has been a proclaimed fear. And now these fears are holding you back. The fear of losing control, the fear of letting go, the fear of I'm the only one who knows how to do it. All of these different fears, and now they're manifesting, and now you're wondering, like, man, why I'm not making progress? Why I'm not seeing the results that I want to see? Why can't I reach my goals? What's going on? And it's really a fear that now you need to kill, right? If you want to be the leader that you desire to be, if you want to be the CEO that you desire to be, if you want to be the private practice owner or the nonprofit founder that you desire to be, you got to let those fears go and you have to learn how to overcome. And you have to start with delegation because you can keep trying to do all the things yourself. You can keep trying to drive the car. You can keep trying to be the one to change the tire, change the oil, change the alternator, put air in the tires, keep it clean. You can do all those things, right? But then where would the fulfillment in driving it come if you're doing all the things? Every day is something else. Oh, my window sheet, I need to clean that. Oh, my back seat, I need to clean it. Don't let you have kids. Then that's a whole nother thing we're talking about. Okay. And so the more you let go, the more you can focus on what really matters. And so now it's your turn. It's that simple. It's that simple. I want you all, if you're still watching this at this point, I want you to identify which of these myths or fears, right, that you are believing or that you've believed in the past, right? Ask yourself, hey, am I guilty of any of these? Am I guilty of all five of these? Like, why am I so afraid of delegation? What is hindering me from moving forward? Right. And hey, if you're ready to delegate more effectively, if you need some support, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more information and more videos. Or hey, let's hop on a discovery call. Go to www.theempireeffectagency.com. The description will be in the description box, and I will be happy to talk to you and let you know how I can support you moving forward in your delegation. All right. All right, y'all. See y'all in the next.